Hey everybody, today I'm going to be doing a short review of a new light that I bought. Mostly I'm going to be using this for real estate work. It's the new Promaster LED308D. There are two versions of this light available. There's the daylight color balance, which is the light that I actually bought, and also there is the bi-colored version. For the work I'm going to be doing, I chose to go with the daylight colored. Now, what really turned me on to this light when I started looking at it were several features. First of all, it has 300 LEDs. The output is 2500 lux at maximum power. You can adjust the power on this from 10 to 100%. The color temperature is 5600 Kelvins. Color accuracy is CRI 90%. Now, CRI is the rating that they use for color accuracy. Anything above 80 is good. Anything above 90 is excellent. So this is like right around the excellent. So you don't really get any color variations. It does take the Sony NPF type battery for it, so you can buy extra batteries. It's very lightweight. But this thing actually includes the light, 4-section color bond doors, 1 frosted diffusion panel, 1 amber diffusion panel for tungsten balance, a wireless remote control, 1 cold foot for top of the camera mounting, a running gun handle, a rechargeable battery, a battery charger with AC and DC cords, which is really nice. So if I'm driving down the road, I can actually have 1 battery charging in my car, or I can put an extra battery in my car to charge. So we'll be picking up an extra battery. They say you can get probably about 2 hours on battery charge, but we'll see. Comes with an AC power adapter, which is really nice. A lot of your LED lights that are battery operated, you do have to buy the power cord separate. This one's actually included. So if I'm doing any type of studio work or anything like that, I can go ahead and plug it into a wall and not have to worry about using my batteries. And the remote also comes with 2 AAA batteries, so it is remote control. This is the unit in itself. I went ahead and attached the running gun handle to it. I actually have a nice handheld device. I did attach the tripod mount with the cold shoe to the running gun handle. Now, little issue with this is it does not really tighten up too well. It's really not designed for that. So it tends to like loosen up and wiggle. But it's not really that big of a deal. It's not really designed to use the cold shoe mount on the running gun handle, but it is there so that if you need to actually go ahead and loosen it up and position the light anyway. On the back of the light here, you got your, when the battery goes in, my battery is actually charging right now because it did not come with a charge. You got your on-off switch with your dimmer. And a nice little LED in the back so you can actually see what your power setting is. It goes from 10% all the way up. And it does take a little while to spin it up to 99%. This here is the little DC charger, a standard cigarette lighter, or some cars call it the auxiliary port. This little end here will only plug into the charger. You cannot power the light DC. It's only to be used to charge your batteries via DC power, which is a nice option. Now, the power cord itself is standard 2-prong. But the nice thing that they actually give you with this is you can see it's pretty long in itself. But then they also give you this extension. So I can actually go ahead and extend this all the way across the room if needed. Now, real quick here, as you can see, my battery is actually charging on the wall right now. Battery fits in there pretty snug. It does stick out a little bit in the back. So that's something to watch out for when you actually set it down. Now, there are a couple of floors with this. This is the diffuser, your frosted diffuser. It really does not diffuse that much, but there are a couple things that you need to be aware of with this light. First of all, your LEDs are all exposed. Okay, so be careful about how you bump it around. There is no glass in between the LEDs. They do give you this diffuser, which really does not diffuse all that much. And it just, sure I got this the right way here. There are some notches on here. One thing I don't like about the frosted diffuser is, even though it's in place, if I tilt it to the side, you can see that it actually slides out. So in running gun mode, it'll be easy to actually lose this as you use it. The amber diffuser, I think, is made a little bit better. I'm not sure exactly why. Because they are the same size. They do have the same raised, rigid edges for the thumb groove. But if I go ahead and put the amber one in here, you can actually, I don't know if you can hear that. But you hear how that snaps into place? The frosted one doesn't do that. And now the amber one will not slide out. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little demonstration with this light. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate the light. And no, there is nothing wrong with your video. I tried to darken this room as much as possible with closing the door behind me and closing the shades off. It is daylight hours, so there is still a little bit of light coming into this room. I'm going to go ahead and turn this light on. And as you can see how bright this light really is, this is all the way up at 99% or 100%. As you can see, it actually does a good job of lighting up the entire room. This is a 12 by 11 room, and the part that I'm really excited about with this is the fact that I'm going to be using this for real estate and events, so that if I ever go into a building to actually film real estate or do photos for real estate and they don't have any power, I can go ahead and light up the room with this. Now, got the little remote right here, so I'm going to go ahead and dim this down. So this is powered down to about 10%. So it still actually is doing a good job with, you know, providing some accent light. Even if I point this at me at 10%, it is really super bright. So you can see it is actually blowing out my face. I'm going to go ahead and crank this all the way back up to 99, or actually 100. And as you can see how bright that actually is, go ahead and crank it back down. Point it off to the sidewall here where I'm getting some reflection. Maybe you'll be able to see it more that way. That shows a little bit better about how you can increase the intensity. Now, it does have bond doors on it. Because this is a multi-chip LED, the bond doors will actually go ahead and give you some of that shadowing. But as you can see, it's mostly a flood, not a spot. But as I go ahead and close these bond doors, you can see that it's actually starting to get some shadowing of multiple lines. And that's because of the fact that it's a multi-chip LED. It's not one big single chip. So that's just something to be a little bit concerned about, you know, if you use the bond doors and how you're actually going to use it, that you will get some of that shadowing. But for what I'm using it for, I'm not actually going to worry about that too much. Okay, so now I went ahead and turned the light down to 10% so that I can show you these diffusion filters that come with it. Put in the frosted one first. And as you can see, frosted one really does not make much of a difference on this light. I'm probably going to use it more for protection, find a way to tape it in there. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the amber tungsten balanced one in. And as you can see, the light is so bright that I really have to hold it away from me to get any sort of orangey effect. So the other nice thing about this light is with this little shoe right here that actually detaches from it on the bottom. It has a dual mount. It actually has a cold shoe so you can put it on top of your camera. And it also has your standard 1/4 20. So that you can actually go ahead and set it up on a tripod. So now as you can see behind me, I went ahead and mounted the light on a tripod. This is just a cheapo video tripod. Matter of fact, it's a Targus. It's Targus Professional, so it's a little bit better than some of the other Targuses out there. But the nice thing about this being on a tripod is I can go ahead, position this any way I want, just using the actual video head. With the mount that I showed you just a minute ago being dual cold shoe and tripod, went ahead and just mounted that to the plate, and then I can position this light any way that I need.